Welcome to the Nate Hate Podcast. And I'd like to say, from the deepest hollows of my heart, this is a sad. Don't laugh. This is a sad episode. This is I guess a funeral, if you will, of my fucking dignity and patience with these bitches fucking talking about Roe v. Wade and not knowing what the fuck it is.
Just to be fair, I didn't know what it was either. I found out just today that it wasn't a sushi eating contest hosted by Dwayne Wade.
Oh my god. Fucking dude, it's annoying because like everyone's talking about it and they're like, we got a constitutional right taken away. And like if you just ask somebody what that means, like it's so funny to see their reaction quickly change from, well, it's our right because Roe v. Wade, and it's like that's a court case that set a precedent. That's not a constitutional right. Like the Constitution is like this thing that they kind of wrote up, and then there are these little things that they added that I guess people don't know about called amendments, and that's where they amended the Constitution.
The U.S. deep lore.
Yeah, exactly. Like the 13th one freed the slaves, and like the one that they're trying to use
What
to
a
like
mistake.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, I was thinking we should probably maybe get rid of that one. Because if we do, think about it. We can make all the people that we don't like be the slaves of us, and then surely they'll never get the power. And
Yeah, that'll never be a problem for anyone.
yeah, except for, I mean, them. But they'll like it.
It's not for us, so.
It'll be all right. But the thing that Roe v. Wade went to, I saw two rights that they like they were like, this is our right. So Texas can't rule against us. And they were just setting the precedent. And it was like your right to privacy and the 14th Amendment. And I couldn't find exactly where your right to privacy was. I guess that might have been to like people not being able to like come into your house and search it or something. But like, oh, maybe that's the search and seizure. Mm-hmm. But that's still...
searching and seizuring your fucking womb.
Yeah, fucking... The other one was like, the 14th Amendment was like, the state can't make any law that prohibits your freedom of like, it wasn't like very clear. It was like
vague as fuck.
It was open-ended. It was like basically saying anyone that's born here is a citizen. And like, if you're a citizen, the state cannot like take away your rights through like laws. And
everybody loves vague laws.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, if that's the precedent that you're going off of and you're saying that that's like a right that you're taking away from them by not letting them like prematurely kill babies, and like, then you have to look at the Second Amendment way more seriously then. Because like, that's the conversation that people are having now is like, oh, well, they're like, why do you need a constitutional right so bad? Like, name one reason you need a gun other than a constitutional right. But then it's like, name one reason you need an abortion other than rape or like incest or like it's going to kill you. Because those are all, we're going way too deep into this. Roe v. Wade isn't even protecting abortion. It's just saying that states can't make that decision. Yeah. And it's like the states that they chose that like are probably going to ban it are like
hell.
Texas is the one good one. I was like, I feel bad for people in Texas. It's like Oklahoma, Wyoming, fucking North and South Dakota. Oh no, I can't move to Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't get destroyed by EF5 tornadoes all the time. What am I gonna do?
Me and Jaden were talking about that earlier. Apparently Tornado Alley's like got pushed over and it looks like two Among Us characters fucking.
Oh
and
God.
Dude, no, seriously. And like it's fucking like it's in the west end of Georgia now.
God
like,
damn.
Yeah, like
actually having weather fucking change.
Dude, like it was like going all the way up the country, kind of like in the middle area. I don't really know. And then like it literally looks like it got pushed over and it's like
to where real people live.
Yeah. Not disgusting prairie people.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude. That like, you know, America, the settlement of it was kind of fucking weird because it wasn't like you'd think like since we were big like landmass that it was just like all the way across slowly. It was kind of like we started out in the east and then jumped across to the west because there was gold over there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards we had to deal with the Comanches and come and like settle the middle.
Yeah. Everyone was just getting slaughtered and backdoored by fucking all the dudes riding horseback.
Dude, they were so fucking good on horse. They would like kind of ride off the side of the horse and like shoot under its fucking neck. And like
that's metal.
Dude, imagine seeing that as like a soldier. And they were also like, people think that they had quivers. They like held them in between their fingers. I don't know exactly how. I saw that on Joe Rogan. But like they were like in between their fingers and like they were just like rapid fire. So
God
like
damn.
Imagine you have a musket and you're fucking sitting there going against the rapid fire fucking, what are those things called?
Pulling
Centaurs?
out your powder bag like
Dude, that's why they made the fucking Colt popular. Maybe not the Colt. I don't know a lot about guns, but the 6-shooter, or the little thing where you'd like take the cartridge with the 5 bullets in it and pack that in there, or not pack it, but like you're not
actual repeating arms.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're not helping me out for someone that knows what I'm talking about way better than I do. Fucking,
we like to do a little trolling.
Yeah, that's what they're like. Okay, well, we need something to actually deal with these fucking engines,
because our guns suck now because these guys have fast fingies.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, well, no one really wants to use this gun, but here, you can try this. And he's like, this is amazing. This is now the thing.
I think we got to take into account that horses were literally DLC content for the Native Americans too. Like, they had like 0 fucking time on those bitches.
Dude,
fucking Europeans had been riding them for thousands of years by that point, and just started getting 90s cranked on them by these Fortnite engines.
Dude, even like in Asia, that was a big thing with horses. And apparently, like, horses were so like well adapted to the Midwest area, like the Great Plains, with their like fucking hard teeth and their hooves. And like,
they're like, this place ain't so bad.
Graham Hancock was talking about how like there was like horse skeletons like found in America like 14,000 years ago, and like,
really?
Yeah, he was like, this might have been where they originated,
and then they jumped over that land bridge.
Yeah, and then they just got cut off, and they're like,
yeah,
I guess this is the new spot.
Dude, it's insane to me how close we were by that land bridge, and no one figured it out that way until we bulled across the Atlantic Ocean.
And they're just like, well, dude, I kind of think that there's like other people that have like gotten so good on boats. I have no evidence for this, by the way. I need to stop that so we can spread a misinformation.
Yes.
But like, fucking, I know for a fact, because one of them was my uncle's granddaughter's fucking dog's neighbor, that like there was a bunch of tribes that like came over here on boats and shit. Because like in the Mayan ruins, like there's like fucking not paintings, like chiseled into the rock, fucking Vikings and like people wearing turbans.
Dude, yeah. That Chichen Itza. I remember being mind blown seeing that shit.
Dude, it's like, how the fuck would they have had any knowledge? And honestly, even the stone cutting into thing, like that seems like that'd be something that we would have to have like a laser for. Like, yeah. I get chipping it off, but like that seems like it would be really fucking hard.
Mayans had lasers confirmed.
Dude, I did hear that, like, from my uncle. He told
what do you
me.
think the Temple of the Sun God was for? It was just a massive solar array to build up energy for their laser beams.
And it was a really cool pyramid to kill people on.
Yeah.
Fucking, wait, no, that's the Aztecs. Same thing.
I highly doubt the Mayans built that cool of a building and didn't kill at least one person on top of it.
Dude, aren't they the ones that had like the fucking, like the faces that they find in the jungle, or is that the Olmecs? That like they're
I'm not sure.
It's like stone statues of people that look like they're black because I guess they have fat lips and like giant noses. No, seriously, like that's how they identify things.
They're like,
Side quest on that conversation: the Sphinx. Like whenever they recreate it to like look like the person it's supposed to look like, the Khafre guy, it doesn't look like him. It looks like an African dude. So they're like, Graham Hancock, going back to him, he's like, I think that Egypt was like a really fucking old place that like even before the Egyptians were here, fucking black people were probably running it. And like even in the Egyptology,
no, that's not possible.
Fucking, even in the Egyptologist thing, like their fucking history books, they say like, oh, we're a dynastic culture, and like we've had multiple dynasties building on top of each other.
Dude, yeah, because even like if you take all of the like Graham Hancock stuff out of it, we still know for a fact they existed for like fucking 8,000 years.
Dude,
like in shit that we can easily fucking track.
Cleopatra is closer to the iPhone than she is to the creation of like the first pyramid.
That shit is insane.
Yeah, and like that's like just the known fact. And like obviously Graham Hancock, people should look into him. He's fucking, listen to his Joe Rogan. He like talks about how like he thinks there was a civilization that predated like the one we're in now, and like him and Randall Carlson have come together to like say how it would have ended, and like a couple spots where they think it like actually had the impacts.
Shout out Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking shit like Göbekli Tepe, which is like this thing that they had to dig out because like it was covered manually by a bunch of people laying like stones and fucking dirt all over it, like 12,900 years ago. And like,
which predates literally like any fucking concept of when people were doing anything but throwing pointy sticks.
Yeah, at that time we weren't like civilized at all. We were supposed to be like these people that were like not really
nomads.
We're nomads. We weren't staying still. We weren't farmers. And it's like Göbekli Tepe, their theory is that that's where people were going and actually fucking learning the art of agriculture. And like that there was some smart, well, this is like kind of jumping around, but like they fucking basically said that at the end times, like they knew that something was coming because like the people at Göbekli Tepe were fucking hiding that thing. And well, I guess that's a little bit different, but they knew that they had fucked up the planet. And like he's like, okay, well, let's go teach some people that like know how to survive, like kind of the shit we know, and like build them up for it. And like that's where they're doing it.
They gave women the right to vote, and then they're like, no, we gotta start over.
No. Yeah, exactly. Fucking Susan B. Anthony knew. She was a real bitch. Yeah. They call her like the mother of fucking something, and that is probably not true. But fucking
the mother of these nuts.
The mother of sucking cork. Yeah. But fucking she and. Yeah, could be complete misinformation. As soon as I started, I don't know why I fucking want to catch myself from saying it. I don't want to look like a liar.
What kind of conscience is that, you motherfucker? We're supposed to be ruthlessly lying to the masses.
We have to get bigger, and then we can fucking get some credibility, and then we'll start lying.
Then really strike.
We call it the CNN/Roger Ailes plan.
Yeah, just the American media 101.
And the course is just called Judaism. Fucking.
Oh my god.
That's what they're learning in middle school. How to tamper with the media. How to fucking victimization 101.
How to operate the weather machine.
Okay. Yeah, that was a high school course. Complex elective, if you will.
Yeah, Nate got to take that because he's 2% Jewish.
Yeah,
I didn't get to take that one.
1%
okay,
Jewish.
My bad.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. No, fucking. Can we have a serious conversation?
No, but yes.
6 million. You really think it was 6 million?
Come on, like maybe a couple here and there.
Maybe
but
like
6 million.
Maybe like 350,000 at tops.
Dude, yeah, our third co-host is gonna love this edgy 15-year-old episode that we've already started off being idiots.
Yeah, dude, we went straight from the abortion thing to like other shit, but honestly I don't even care because it's like no one that's like actually gonna like listen. Well, I don't know, people that listen to this might be kind of based, but like nobody wants to even hear the other side. Like earlier I texted Jolie and she just posted something that didn't like make any sense to me, and it was like we've had 250 mass shootings, but the thing the government wants to worry about is my body. And it's like, come on now. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, that doesn't really.
Not the shooting part.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Specifically. It is just a smoke screen, for sure.
It's like, all right, like, you're throwing something else out here instead of proving your point. Like, if I ever come at you and we're having a dispute, let's say I'm trying to buy a car off of you, and I'm like, this is a shit car. And then you're like, no, it's not. Like, I know it's not a shit car. And I'm like, this is a shit car. And then you're like, yeah, well, your mother's a whore and you want to talk about my shit car? Then I'm going to be like,
damn, maybe he's right.
Maybe I need to buy that car. Yeah, fucking, you're just deflecting it onto something else instead of talking about your point. And like, the thing is we wouldn't even fall so far apart if we would just talk about like what it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know exactly where it should be. But I just don't think I know for a fact that there's 6 months, I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know about 5 months. I think 4 months, 3 months would be more in the range. The fucking 2 months thing is kind of, or what was the Texas thing? It was like
you have to get an abortion before you even know you're pregnant, basically.
Yeah, that's absurd. Because it's like, that's the other extreme of just like, you guys are literally just doing this to spite these other people.
I mean, I don't even give a fuck about like abortion as it is, like, morally, like whatever, everyone can make their own moral decisions. I just hate bitches not being fucking accountable for their actions,
dude. Yeah,
and being like using it as birth control rather than, and being like using rape victims and shit as like their fucking modus operandi to get it like acceptable, but then they're just gonna get cream pied by fucking whoever and then use it as birth control, and that's not okay,
dude. And the thing is whenever they bring up the rape victims and the incest, it's like, yeah, okay, actually, this is a little bit different. I was going to say, like, we're okay with like that being the exception everywhere, but I guess in like Mississippi and some shit, like, I mean, like I'm saying, shit states.
Yeah,
like,
places where literally you are still treated badly for the most insane shit.
yeah, like walking on the left side of the road with a fucking chocolate ice cream bar or something, and that's
Yeah.
actually a racial epithet that I used instead of saying nigger. But I'm still dropping it, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Get
No.
the round of applause in there.
Get the fucking full thing. No, but like, I mean, I get it. I'm not just saying like, oh, you don't like it, move. But like, really, like, if you don't like where you're at, that's kind of the idea of America, is like, instead of just being like a bunch of different countries like in Europe, we're one thing. You can move. Like, you can choose to go somewhere else where
And
it's
have a
supposed to
different
work.
lifestyle where other people kind of agree with you.
Yeah, and like the thing is like the federal government, the laws they make, they're not very like, I mean, there's a lot of them, but like there's no federal law against murder. That's a state thing. And it's like there's a lot of things that need to be states' issues, because like we want to live differently. No one in California wants to live like they do in Texas. So it's like they sure did move there though after they had to leave somewhere. But fucking like no one in like, we'll say New York or Massachusetts wants to live like someone in Wyoming or fucking Alaska. So don't make them. Like, we can be a whole country and have different rules for where like different things are happening. It doesn't need to be like a whole oversweeping thing of like, oh, we're the government and like these are the rules.
Because that makes no fucking sense and it's going to work for nobody.
Yeah, and like everyone's getting mad at the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's job is to literally go by the Constitution and make sure that everything is just as constitutional as possible.
Yep.
They're not trying to go off of like what's right, not anything. They're just like, this is what they wrote in the Constitution. They had a purpose for it. It's got us this far. It's really good.
They're
And like,
just interpreters, basically.
yeah, and they spend their entire life like studying that fucking shit and like being a dirtbag lawyer, and eventually they get there. But like fucking, everyone's super mad at them. But like, realistically, it doesn't say in the Constitution that you have the right to an abortion. And like some of the members,
Constitution doesn't give you a lot of specific rights.
it doesn't. It's like more kind of limiting the government on what the government can't do to you.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty, because it's like, you know, there's going to be a lot of new shit, and like we're not going to be able to clarify like what's going to be happening in 200 years. But saying the government can't monitor who can get guns is like a universal thing. And like everyone's like, oh, well, they had muskets back then. It's like, yeah, everyone had muskets. So they're saying like everyone should be able to get the equal ground shit, like the best technology of the time.
Exactly.
And it's like, now we're just like, oh, well, let's get rid of that, because like there's ARs, and it's like
ARs.
the government has so much worse shit, and it's like they'll be like, oh, well, we could never win a war with America. And it's like, there's two sides to that though.
Good thing the military's people and not just robots.
Yeah, like those are the people that they're gonna have to be killing their family members and people that they see. And like there's definitely like shit, and like Nazis did that to their people. I mean, Jewish people, mainly Polish people. Dude. Oh man, that was a fucking good one. But fucking, oh man.
Gotta take a racism break for that one.
That was a good one. I gotta give you a fucking fist bump. But I don't think that we're at that point that we would do that to each other, like that level of separation. I mean, maybe we are.
Could be one day.
We definitely could be. And I feel like the way to get there is just keep on being as divided as possible.
Yeah, just create problems. It doesn't even matter what the outcome is. As soon as you start the argument, like,
Dude, it's such like
your
a
fucking goal is accomplished.
Dude, it's two black and white answers to like such a complex problem with like most issues, like the gun control shit, the fucking abortion thing. It's like, no, like we don't want to ban abortion. Like there's obviously like times where it's fucking right. I can't speak for everyone, because I mean there are shit states out there with a bunch of shit people in them. And if you polled like the average person in like Arkansas, and you're like, do you think you should be able to get abortion? They'd be like, hell yeah. Well, that means or they'd be like, hell no, you can't fucking get an abortion. I was getting hyped up on the wrong end. They'd be like, hell no, you can't get an abortion. I need to raise me a fucking biggin so he can go play for the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
Fucking, they're not like, a lot of the people want to live like that, and it's like, good, let them live how they want to live. And I get it. There's going to be people that get stuck there, and they don't, not stuck, but they're going to be born there and like have families, and like that's going to be hard for them to leave. But you can make that decision. And like if you choose to stay, that is a choice you're making.
Yeah.
And, like a lot of people try and get out of that, and they'll be like, oh man, I just can't do it because of this, this, and this. And it's like, I mean, can't or won't, because like realistically,
yeah.
you definitely could.
And even aside from leaving, like, I'm not going to drop any names, but I talked to someone about this who had an abortion before it was legal anywhere. And she was like, these bitches that have never had an abortion and are crying about this on social media literally have no idea what they're talking about, because I got one when it wasn't legal anywhere, and I had an appointment within a week.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. I mean, I'm sure that there's doctors that are just like out there that are like, I'm going to do this anyways, just because like if it went
because their daughter got raped or something.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not even something that extreme, but
dude, people are just like, oh, it's not a life until it gets to a certain point. And it's just like, I really feel like you would feel differently if you were pregnant. Like, you find out you're pregnant, day one, I assume a good mother's not going to be drinking. And it's like, really, why aren't you drinking? Well, because I'm pregnant. Well, why does that matter? You don't have anything alive in you yet.
yeah.
Why you don't want to smoke cigarettes? Why not? Like, you smoked cigarettes before. Well, I have a baby in me. Well, it's still in the oven. I mean, it's not alive yet. The meal's not prepared yet. Why do we care? And it's just like, I feel like it's different. And like with the 9-month pregnancy thing, I really don't think I've met a single woman that like, they've said it. I've met quite a few that have said that they want up to 9 month like abortions. I don't believe there's any of them that if they were pregnant, they would feel that way.
The women are the queens of saying shit that they don't even believe just to make their point anyway.
Dude, I know. It's annoying. That's why we hate you. I mean, that's why I hate you women. I can't speak for Jake. I think Jake is more on the terms of, watch me speak for him after I just said I'm not going to speak for him, more on the terms of hating the things that they do rather than them as a group. But I'm a racist, sexist person, and like I've already accepted that. And like, I really just don't trust women, like, overall. Because, like you said, they'll just say whatever just to win an argument.
And it's like, okay.
And it's like, do you really believe that? Really? Would you really jump out of an airplane without a parachute over doing this? And it's just like...
But they're just arms crossed.
Yep.
It's like...
Okay. It's like, I'm glad we got to this point. And then just, like, not being willing to hear someone else out. Like... dude, that was like the reason I attacked the left so much is because you know me. I was like a super fucking social justice warrior nigga, like just buying everything they were saying. And it was literally just grabbing me by the emotions and making me want to act based on that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, some things are wrong and like they need to be handled. But like with the Supreme Court thing specifically, it's like, they aren't the ones that need to be handling it. And that's like also I'm jumping around a lot, but like there's like, that's an educational thing of like, we haven't taught people how our government's supposed to work. Not that we haven't taught them, we didn't listen. And like they taught us when they taught me in like 3rd grade. And I remember just like watching the video, like whatever, like it explained the 3 branches of government. And I'm like, a video is not really going to do that well.
Yeah.
Like
little 8-minute fucking, who's that fucking guy? Like John Green or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The little whistle thing, I can't do it. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. What is that fucking called? Dude
that wrote The Fault in Our Stars. That's all I know.
What?
Yeah, that's the same guy that does that YouTube channel.
On the camera? Like the guy that's like John Green?
Yeah. The guy that's on... Wait, I think he might have his brother on the camera sometimes, but...
I was going to say, I like that guy a lot less now. Dude, that would have actually bothered me. What was that about? Like, I don't remember, but I think someone was saying it was like a love story where like the fucking girl was like a bomb or something and like blew up.
She was terminally ill.
Oh.
So I guess she was a time bomb in that sense.
That makes a lot more sense than what I thought.
Yeah.
Dude, my rudimentary understanding of, like, I heard that and I was like, that's stupid. And like,
the bitch is a bomb.
Dude,
no, she had to fucking have ventilators in her nose.
Could she breathe underwater?
No, I don't think that's how that works, sadly.
Dude, imagine getting ventilated. I thought the ventilators would work like the GTA thing where you could like jump underwater. Those are
like a rebreathers.
Oh, yeah. Is that a real thing?
I don't know, honestly. I feel like that's probably some like crazy bullshit.
Dude, a rebreather, push someone in the ocean and then just leave them down there for like 45 minutes and see if they're still alive. And it's just like, hey, this thing didn't work. Oh, you forgot to give him the rebreather.
Yeah, they just tied the cinder blocks to his ankles and then forgot the second step.
All right, bring me another Darkin.
Yep.
Dude, like with the fucking syphilis study. Not even syphilis studies. That was a Tuskegee Airmen. Tuskegee experiments. But fucking, like, after World War One, like, kind of as a prep, they fucking were testing, like, mustard gas on everyone. Like, they did it to some white people, but it was a lot to black people and a lot to Puerto Ricans.
White people just for the fucking...
The control group.
Yeah, nice.
That legitimately was their, like, idea, was, like, the white person is, like, the average person, because, like, there's more white people than everyone else. So, like, anything other than that is, like, kind of... It's an experiment to see how it affects them. And, like, I mean, definitely not cool to do it against their will and shit, but, like, you would want to know, like, if black people were just, like...
immune to that shit, just...
You would want to know. Like, to be fair, like, you would want your government to know that. Because, like, if you're a black person and they drop the mustard gas, and you sit there, play dead, they come in, you have the biggest sneak attack ever.
Dude, like, I was just telling you about that shit where the fucking Germans mustard gassed those Russians that were sitting in a fort, and then the Russians just ran out like zombies, foaming at the mouth and bleeding out of their eyeballs and shit, and the Germans literally retreated into their own landmine field and barbed wire and all fucking died. Imagine if the fucking Germans gassed a fucking fortress of black people and they just came out fine.
And they just came out wearing fucking Timbs. Hey, what the fuck do you want, dog?
Yeah.
That's a
Still
black
got the
person.
stickers on their fucking fitted hat.
Oh my god. Still got the price tag on their leg.
Oh my god. Dude, yeah, around their ankle from the block.
Dude, the fucking chain to a block. Dude, apparently Knocked Up. This is Andrew Schultz thing, so if anyone wants to get mad, that's who you should go to. But he was saying that Knocked Up came from like a slavery thing of like, whenever a bitch was knocked up and you were buying a slave, it would mean knocked up her price.
Oh
because
my God.
you were getting two individuals. Yeah.
That 2-for-1 combo.
Dude, if I was at a slave auction, I would be looking for... Well, I don't know. I would probably... Imagining there are white people, I would probably be getting a harem. Dude, cancelable moment. Ding! One. Ding. No, I mean, I don't know, man. Slavery was... kind of bad.
Kind of aight.
It was kind of aight, though. I mean, free jobs.
Dude, best slavery story that I was telling you about the other night was my boy Toussaint Louverture in Haiti. Remember that shit?
Yeah. Fucking, what was his deal again? He was like a disgusting French-speaking dude in the island.
Yeah.
What?
Basically, Haiti was actually like the center of racial equality in like the 1700s, because it ended in the 1800s. And like literally everyone lived fine. They had like kind of a normal society. There was like even white slaves and black slaves, and everyone that was a slave pretty much got their freedom after a while, as it was. And then Napoleon was like, yeah, that's not cool. Black people aren't French citizens anymore. And then as the revolt, this fucking black general in Haiti was like, I'm going to revolt against that because that's fucked up. But now that I'm in charge, all black people are slaves under me.
I mean, that's kind of what happens whenever you knock out one power. Well, I mean, I guess Napoleon didn't knock out a power, but he definitely built one up. But fucking, dude, even in America, that's what it was. Like, the first, like, 50 years of it was, like, you served 9 years. It was only, like, 9 years of indentured servitude. And, like, if you had a kid, he wasn't a slave. Like, he was free, but, I mean, he was probably going to work with you just to, like, help you and be a hand. But, like, then you would get free. And then they're like, dude, this is stupid. Let's just keep them. And then they were like, okay. And, like, it was also some white people that got themselves in that situation.
And then it kind of reveals that the real thing is people who have power and money and the people who don't, because they can just be like, wait, these people don't have shit. We're just not going to let them free.
Exactly. Dude, I mean, you do that to whoever. Like, it kind of like everyone always puts it like the white on black thing with like the slavery aspect, because that's like the most recent one that we remember, even though there's more slavery now than there has ever been. But, you know, that's
Shout out Southeast Asia.
That's not us.
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing, so who cares? And I mean, I get it that it's like the most recent thing, but like everyone's been enslaved pretty much. Like, not everyone, but like a lot of people have been enslaved at one point. And like, even if it's not the full country, like a lot of the people from that country, their ancestors were enslaved at a single point. Because, hey, guess what? Whenever you're trying to build an empire, free labor goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I mean, not that it's right, but like whenever you're building an empire, that's like historically how a lot of people did it.
Yeah, who was the Roman slaves? Romans.
Yeah, it was just like, ooh, you look like you could be a good worker. Fucking, actually, I don't even know. They kind of had a weird society, but it was like whenever they'd expand out from just that disgusting greaseball country that's Italy, and they're like getting other people like they're like, you guys are a part of it, but like you're gonna pay taxes, and like we need some like warriors and like people to come die for us.
Yeah.
We know who to call.
They knew Slavs were way better warriors than greasy fucking Guidos.
Dude, Europeans are so laid back. Like, even their wars, like, before, like, I think, like, World War II, I'm not even sure if World War II... Actually, I know for a fact in the Revolutionary War they were doing it. And in World War I they did it. But, like, they take breaks during the winter. Like, Italy was fighting Austria, and they're just, like... No one said anything to anyone. They were just like... It's fucking cold, dude. Like, what are we doing?
In World War II, they took breaks on at least one Christmas, I'm pretty sure.
I saw that commercial as well. Dude, I hope that that's true. They also took a break one time because a giant pack of wolves came through and they were eating up their wounded, and they're like, yeah. And dealt with them.
They would regularly, like, between battles, actually take somewhat of a break to send medics out to pick up all the dead bodies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be, being a medic.
Dude, I'd be terrified. I'd be like, there's no way these guys are going to actually not shoot me.
I'd be like, you guys were shooting at each other. I was here. Yeah. That was 36 hours. And the battles were like fucking
months.
Months. I was going to say, I was here for the last fucking 96 days that you guys were shooting all the way across. You really think you're going to get me to walk out there and grab them out? No.
Like, guys, seriously, it's okay. We'll give you a little while.
Dude, and like imagine fighting the Russians, and you're like, oh, the Russians aren't sending very many medics out, and then you just see them start shooting your medics, so you have no one to heal those people, and they're like, oh, come out, I'll let you get your medics, and then it's just like, okay, and then get people as many times as they can.
Because you know the Russians don't give a fuck about recovering their own bodies.
Fuck no.
They're like, we fill trenches with body and then we cross.
Oh my god, yeah. They're like, they are weak anyways, and part of the proletariat. I don't even know how to do a Russian accent. I sound like fucking an American Dad character that Stan does.
It's basically a Russian person.
Yeah. Dude. American Dad used to be so good, and I only say that because I stopped watching it. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I watched American Dad a lot, and I was just thinking, I wonder if it's gotten bad like Family Guy.
Dude, Family Guy, I'll see like some episodes where it's like, it seems like it's a funny skit, or like, I don't know, like, it'll be like a YouTube or Instagram clip, and it'll seem like it's funny, but like, I remember that like during the Trump thing, it just became like a super liberal, like, let's make fun of the right wing as much as possible. And it was like, it was really funny when you were making fun of both, though.
Yeah. Now it's just, I'm pretty sure they kind of just do like Fortnite comedy to where it's like whatever the fucking most recent meme or whatever of like that week, they just put it in the episode.
You know, to be fair though, Seth MacFarlane's been doing it for like 20 years, dude. And like fucking, they are pretty good in the beginning. Is he even in charge
of Family Guy writing anymore?
Probably not. Nah, you know, that's actually, I didn't even think about that. He's not, definitely not, because he's at so many other ones. Like, he had the Orville, which was like the space exploration show, and it was actually pretty good.
Really?
I thought it was alright. Like,
dude, people hate on Cleveland Show, and low-key, I thought, like, early Cleveland Show was pretty good.
No, people don't hate on Cleveland Show. They just say that it's not for black people.
I've definitely heard a lot of white people just say it sucks, but maybe they're just
really?
Racist.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. I just don't know any black people that really watch that other than me. And I mean, I don't count as a real black person because I'm better than all the other black people.
Oh my god. Not a real moolie.
Nah. Dude, moulillon. Fucking...
Even Italian people have shit slurs.
Doesn't that mean like eggplant or something?
I'm pretty sure that's what it came from.
Dude, that's like...
It's like kind of a compliment.
How is it a compliment?
Because they knew they had fat cocks that look like eggplants.
Yeah. Dude, Italy's like one of the more racist places that Like fucking in the Inter Milan matches, like whenever Lukaku was there, they would like throw banana peels at him and like make monkey noises. Yeah, I'm glad we knew the same fucking incident. Well, incidents.
Yeah, I don't know if they've stopped.
Because it was just like, oh, black person didn't do great for us. Dude, like I thought Boston was going to have a riot whenever their niggers lost that fucking, lost the NBA finals.
Oh my God.
They're half freeze. They can't check me on that.
Like,
even though
I paid too much money for these damn fucking darkies to be losing my finals.
Dude, I mean, like, fucking, that's how it used to be, and that's why Bill Russell won so many, because it was like, really don't want to get my house burnt down. And it's like, that's a good fucking, maybe we need to do that to people we're sending to war, like, hey, have fun out there, and just a reminder, if you come back with less than 5 Vietnamese, we're gonna burn your entire house down with your family in it and make you watch and then frame you for it.
It's kind of what the Russians did.
Did they?
Yeah, in World War II.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if a general fucked up, they were like, guess what, bud? We just sent your wife and kids to the gulag.
And it's like, you better fucking make up for your mistake. There was, like, apparently, like, a battle for the Bulge or something. Or, I don't even think that that's there. But fucking, there was a battle that was going on in World War II between the Germans and the Russians, where the Germans almost had, like, a fat-ass encirclement on them. And then the Russians, like, turned it around because Stalin sent someone in and was like, you need to deal with this. And he fucking encircled the Germans, and they were like, ooh, that's not good.
It was like an encirclement within an encirclement. That actually might have been Stalingrad, because that's kind of what happened. Like, the city had, like the Russians took over the inner part of the city, and the Germans had them encircled in the city, and then the Russians had the Germans encircled outside of the fucking rivers that surrounded the city.
We point guns at your guns that point at us. Isn't it a coincidence how the tables turn? And we check our back. Fucking, that sounds kind of Italian. I need to work on my impersonations.
Dude, yeah, mine are, I just, like, swear I always go to a New York accent on accident.
It's the easiest one. Like, a lot of people, whenever they do dumb accents, they do the southern one or a racist one. Because, I mean, that's pretty easy to do as well. But, like, I don't know, that's kind of just hack material for me, because I had to actually be around that accent for enough. And, like,
dude.
The niggas with it were so funny. Some of the girls with it was attractive, and some of them it was way overkill. I was
just
like,
made you want to scoop your own eyes out.
I was like, you're probably faking it. Like, British people, dude, cut the silly fucking accent out. We get it.
Dude, yeah, British accents actually aren't real.
It's not. It's not. Everyone knows that it's not. Fucking no one can understand the British people. Whenever you watch movies, like, anywhere in the world, they're an American, not English. Like, you understand it because it's the American accent. Fucking if it was an English bloke, in English, like, there's such a difference in accents. Like, here we have difference in accents, but you genuinely can't understand somebody from Liverpool. Like,
yeah, Scousers.
Yeah, and like, I'll say Scotland and fucking, that's the same thing. That's all England, because I don't really know how the government works. But like, fucking, you can't really understand a Scottish person very well either.
No.
Like, if they're straight out of there.
The Cockney accent.
Dude, and there's a city in Wales that's like so long that I don't even know how to fucking...
Clanfibotwingeth, fucking... That's the beginning part of it.
God damn. Fucking... What goes through someone's head when they're naming a city that they just... Maybe he was like having a seizure and he was dropping... His face is on the keyboard in like the 1300s, whenever the fuck that stupid city got coined.
Dude, the reason why it was so long, because I think I was on Discord with you or something one night, and I pulled out the like actual translation of what the Welsh name means in English, and it's just like the Church of the Lady on the River by the rock with the tree by the grass.
Like, you see this face, Welsh people? I'm not amused. That is disgusting.
That's how they named like everything, I guess.
I think the Aztecs had a similar thing of like they knew that their god was coming they knew that their god was coming whenever fucking they saw a snake getting eaten by an eagle resting on a cactus in the desert or something. And like they saw that and they're like, oh no. And then like fucking
no, that's how they decided where they're gonna put Tenochtitlan.
Oh, they're like that
because they're like God told one of them that or something when he was like high as fuck.
Dude, that's such an easy maneuver. That's just bad story writing. Whenever you're like, oh well, God told me that. It's like, that doesn't explain to anybody how it actually happened. Like,
Yeah.
it could have just been some dude that was sitting there. Like, Isaac Newton could have just been like, God told me that this is the thing, like, with gravity and, like, not fucking witches. And then, like, fucking, that would have explained, everyone would have just been like, oh, it was God's idea. Thank you, God. And it's like, holy fuck. People were really just, like, animals willing to fucking accept that shit immediately.
Just super ready to listen to whatever the local schizo had to say.
Dude, now that's the fucking...
Oh, this guy was in a cave for like 2 weeks. He probably really knows what he's talking about.
Dude, like the fucking guy that wrote Revelations was a sweaty nigga. I'm pretty sure it was John, the fucking... one of the disciples, like Jesus' favorite one. And fucking...
The Long John Silver.
Yeah. Fucking,
That was actually his name. Don't look it up.
Fucking, that nigga was like in a cave after like everybody he'd known just got crucified. Like this nigga Peter got crucified on an X upside down. And like he was like, and like that nigga goes out and he's by himself in a cave writing how the world is gonna end. And like that's just the last chapter in the Bible. And like because like the pastors are the ones that get to decide what's like going on, fucking they just don't talk about it.
Yeah, people need to consider where things come from a little more.
Yeah, and it's like I don't really know if I believe is how the world is going to end, because it doesn't make any sense to me. And then also, like, fucking, that shit was translated for a while, and it was passed down without being written for, like, hundreds of years. And it's like...
Yeah. And the only people that got to dictate what part of it got put into print or whatever, I mean, obviously they didn't have print to start with. They had dudes handwriting that shit. But it was all fucking the leaders that were just... in charge of domineering people's entire existences.
This passage that says, slaves be good to your master.
That sounds really good.
That sounds like a good one. I like that. You should just work as hard as you can on this planet, because in the next one you're going to be rewarded with as much as you can be rewarded with. Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
This one about never letting anybody that's not of God lead you. Nah, fuck that. But, dude, some of these sound pretty good. And it's just like... I don't know.
Ultimate cherry picking.
Yeah. And then beyond that, fucking Christians cherry pick what they want to believe and what they don't want to believe.
The shit that's already laid out, they second tier cherry pick it.
Dude, yeah, they're just getting the best of the best for only me. Like, there's a bitch on Fresh and Fit that was like talking about how she was a child of God and like doing some very ungodly things, like pulling a gun on academics and like fucking just like talking about being a hoe and like fucking
being a fucking rapscallion.
Yeah, dude, actually on her scallywag activities. And fucking he brought it up. He's like, how are you gonna be like call yourself godly? And she's just like, because God forgives everything, and like he loves me no matter how I am. And it was just like she was like, oh yeah, but you're fat and like you're glutinous. Gluttony. I was like, no way, this bitch isn't trolling. And he was like, yeah, but Shadi, I'm not the one that brought up God. And like she brought it up like multiple times throughout the podcast, and it was just like
digging her own fucking grave.
Yeah, it was like nobody's holding you to the standard, but you're putting yourself at that standard, like it's helping you. And it's like, it's really not.
It's making the exact opposite.
It is making everything you say so unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's just, bitches make me sick.
Yeah. Can't wait to bask in all the misery of bitches trying to act like victims on social media over this Roe v. Wade shit.
Dude, I want to call it Tim Pool. He's been covering like riots, basically, I'll call them, since they're not really ever protests, that like since 2011. And like he's kind of got out of the field because people know him and like they'll pick him out and kill him if he's like at those sort of things, because he's like, I guess, alt-right, even though he's a left-leaning guy.
Yeah.
And he said that like whenever they drop news like this on a Friday, it always goes really fucking bad, because like if you drop it on a Monday, like people usually
gotta go to work still.
Yeah, and like people can't get themselves mad enough like to stay mad over something unless it's like even the George Floyd thing. I don't think if we were locked in like our places, if we weren't locked in like our homes, I don't know if it would have gone like that. Like if it was like completely free. And I'm not saying like that would have been solved every problem, but like I think that was a big part of it, is like everyone needed something to do and they were just angry and needed something to take it out. It created a
climate for it.
Yeah, and he was saying like if you do it on Mondays, it almost never happens, but whenever you do it on Fridays, that's when you get the worst shit.
You're just asking for it.
Yeah, and fucking Homeland Security was like, I think it was the Department of Homeland Security was literally like telling churches like, hey, this is going to be a night of rage, and like we can't do anything preemptively but good luck. Like, we're doing
All
what
I'm
we
saying
can.
is all these bitches that think that they're getting their rights taken away by the government and that something needs to be done. Why don't you have AR-15s to do something about it?
Maybe, dude. Yeah, that's facts.
You're right. That's what it's there for.
Whenever the tyrannical
I'll join
government...
you. I don't even care about abortion. I'll show up if y'all are showing up with ARs.
Dude, yeah. Fucking, I was talking to Jaden about it, and like we were saying, like if that could start a civil war, like if this actually goes down, and like there's a lot of places tonight that like people are attacking churches, and like I thought that like I was saying like people like Jimbo, even though Jimbo probably wouldn't do it, I was like, if he thought that there was genuinely people like going out there like with the intention to hurt churches, I kind of think if it was his church, he would go out there with a gun.
Yeah.
And I was like,
At least someone would.
I was like, I think that there's a lot more people that would do that than not. And Jaden was saying he didn't think so. I mean, we kind of just agreed to disagree on that. But like, I don't know, man. Because like that, think about that. Like if
people are legitimately church burning.
Yes.
Yeah, there'd definitely be people showing up with guns. And the people showing up to burn the churches aren't going to be the ones showing up with guns because they're stupid ass fucking misconception views.
Dude, I was thinking about it like that could be how like shit is looked at in history. Like those people show up with rocks and like throwing them at the church and like breaking windows. People inside of it shoot them, and that sparks a civil war off, and fucking like it's going to be looked at as like the Republicans gunned down all these people, or like depending on who won, I guess. Which the Republicans have way
like
more guns.
Boston Massacre.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, well, we're the winners. So it wasn't like a bunch of unruly people that were harassing these 4 guards that are like just dudes that are trying to do their job and like throwing rocks at them and fucking snow and getting mad at them. And then as soon as one of them fires, then it's like a massacre.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit must have been scary though, because they had to get the fuck out of Dodge. I've never used that phrase, but that it was necessary for like what they had to do. Imagine you're in a foreign country as a power that's like already over them, and you just shot somebody. You just shot kids.
Yeah,
because they were like younger, like they were like 14. I mean, kid was a little bit different then, so not really
for sure.
But like.
You were a man as soon as you were able to pick up a fucking log.
Yeah, and they're built different.
Yeah.
Dude, like, honestly, this is topic jumping a lot, but fucking, I kind of think that has a lot to do with what people are willing to do. It's like, what they're raised doing. Like, African people, like, it's no shock that, like, when we look at marathons and shit, they're fucking beating the hell out of everybody. Like the list is like African. Oh, this
all
guy's
the way
white,
down to
South
like
African.
15,000.
Yeah, fucking, and it's like those people, like not those people, but fucking a lot of them were like running fucking long distances. This is complete misknowledge of Africa. It could be, but like they were running from like area to area and like actually had to like do that shit.
Yeah.
And fucking they just had to do a lot more hard work. Like
just off necessity with no promise of like a fucking medal at the end or a cup of water at the end.
Yeah. Dude, like Francis Ngannou, he was working in a salt mine when he was like fucking 10. And like I think it was a sand mine, which is literally like going and getting wet sand from the bottom of a lake and like picking it up. And I was just like, what?
Dude, yeah, those are the guys that literally have to like lather themselves in like shea butter, right? Because they're like in salty ass water up to their chest, just scooping all day.
Yeah.
And their skin will literally fall off.
Oh my God. Dude.
Just imagining your sweet melanin being ripped off by the elements.
Dude, having to be in water all the time. I hate water, dude.
The saltiest possible water, too, and it's stagnant.
Oh. Dude, I hate fucking water. Like that wrinkle shit you get.
Yeah, getting pruned.
I think that for some reason I remember like teachers, whenever I'd ask what it was, I mean, it could be that Camden County education, but they'd be like, they don't know what that, like what the reasoning is behind that. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that is kind of like I've heard that it's like a weird, like vestigial human kind of response to shit, like goosebumps.
Yeah, and also fucking wisdom teeth.
Yeah, those come to clap our cheeks nowadays in modern society.
Before it was probably for like, oh, and the appendix.
Yeah, that's like entirely useless.
I think someone said that was like, they thought it was for like digesting poison, not poisonous, but like more harmful
real
berries.
Bad shit.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Just tuck it in the old appendix sack. It'll get done.
It'll get her done.
Yeah.
Dude, but I don't fuck with tinfoil, dude. That shit puts holes in your brain.
Yes, sir.
Oh Oh my god.
That's redneck wisdom right there.
Yes, it is. Dude. But then no. They won't get into it. Fucking dude. We gotta celebrate Roe v. Wade. Like, we gotta throw a party.
We're gonna go eat a bunch of fish eggs for the Roe part, and then jack off to Dwayne Wade highlights.
All right, well, I've got the second part out of the way today. We'll go to the first part. Dude, do you think there's gonna be protests tonight in Reno?
I mean, if it is, it's just gonna be angry bitches yelling, and what else is new?
I kind of want to go down there and get content, but I was going to be like, I was thinking about it, like, planning it out, like, in my head, like, if it was going to work, and I was like, well, I don't know if Jake has his concealed carry yet, and then I was like, no, but that would be worse if we went down there, and, like, you had your concealed carry gun, and, like, we had to use it, because that would just be way worse, because it would get misconstrued.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah, fuck it. I don't really want to go. Maybe I would go to the college because those people would be more scared of getting kicked out of the college, and like that would be their repercussion. But people in Reno don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
that's true. But I just feel like anyone protesting this shit is not going to be a fucking threat to begin with. Like, they're not like I said, they're not the people with AR-15s. They should be if they really think this is a problem and they really need to like take over tyrannical government. But they're not.
It's not them that I'm worried about though.
Yell.
It's Karl Marx literally laid it out in his plan. The fucking useful idiots. The
scumbags that come out of the fucking roach cracks.
That are just like, I have nothing better to do. It's a Friday.
Yeah.
Like,
not based on fucking what they believe in or anything. Yeah, there's an opportunity for chaos here.
Tim Pool was talking about one of his fucking protests that he went to record. And like, there's people screaming out like anti-capitalist things in Spanish. And he would like go up to people and be like, what are you saying? And they'd be like, I actually don't know. And they'd be like, this is an anti-capitalist thing. And then it's like, they have this giant fucking crowd of people. Most of them don't speak Spanish. Most of them don't know what they're saying. And they're making this crowd look bigger than it is. And it's like, that's going to make it look a lot more attractive. Like, whenever that gets shown on TV.
Dude, that's like you remember the fucking buffalo horns guy at the Capitol building?
Yeah.
That dude I remember when he got arrested for selling meth outside the Capitol building. They revealed that he'd literally been part of every, like, major BLM protest across the country that he could be at.
Jesus Christ.
He was the main guy at the Capitol building, and he was fully there for the fucking, I guess what you'd say, opposite side of it. Even though it's hilarious to make it a binary fucking conflict like people do. It's
not even binary. It's literally the same side. It's two sides of the coin, and it's like, you got the insane people that just have nothing better to do on one. No, actually, I won't even say it's two sides of a coin because that would imply that it's kind of equal. You have like, I think it's like 75% to 85% of people that are kind of in the middle and can see both sides a little bit. And then you have like the other 15% on the outside that's just like pulling harder and harder. And like, you got one side that's like, take away the guns. And then one side that's like, take away the abortions. And then everyone just gets left kind of feeling politically homeless.
Yeah, because neither of those really make fucking sense.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I guess this will never just work because fucking in a two-party system, you're never going to be able to work with your enemy. And your enemy is always just going to be the people on the other side. And then whenever you make it, you're making that divide. It's just like we've seen a civil war can be really bad. Like, I don't know why we feel the need to keep on dividing ourselves. And like, I don't think we need to be all like in agreement and together and everything, but at least being willing to hear each other out.
Yeah. And like respect other people's lifestyles in other places. Going back to the states thing, other people can live different ways than you in different places. Sorry. Like, I don't know why that's a problem.
Dude, and like, if you don't like how something's happening in a place, maybe you should vote, like, on your state elections, because no one gives a fuck about those.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm one of those people. I don't care. I'm not going to be permanently in Reno, so I don't want to be voting in anybody, because I just don't want to see what the consequences could do to that, like, later on down the road. But, like, it's definitely better to vote on shit. And, like, the thing is if there's some shit that happens here that I don't like, I have one person to blame, and it's fucking me, because I didn't vote. And, like, there's a lot of other people that didn't vote as well, but, like, it's like, nah, if you didn't vote, shut up.
Yeah.
And, like, if you just voted, like, down the line with, like, a party, shut up. Because you don't know who those people are. Like, overall, politicians get way too much respect. Like,
yeah. They're scumbags.
They're literally
every
just
one of
people
them.
that aren't good at stuff. Like, other than like some of them, like Ron Paul or Rand Paul, fucking one of them's like a surgeon or like a doctor. But like, they're mainly just people that aren't good enough to do other shit. So like, whenever they're making an opinion on like environmental, like protectionism of over oil, it's like, I know that they have no idea like anything about the oils.
They don't even understand 8th grade biology.
I'm like, they don't understand 8th grade biology, and they definitely don't understand anything about oil. So it's like, how are we going to listen to these people and let them be the leaders, like leading our country in a direction? And they're literally just good at winning a popularity contest against another person that's boring.
Yeah, they're actors.
That's why Trump was so good at it, because it was like fucking at his first like debate, it was like they came out, it was still the normal Republican thing, and like fucking they're like, Ted Cruz, how do you want to deal with the border? And he's like, well, I want to put a wall.
Some Zodiac killer shit.
Not even a foot. Yeah, fucking. He's like, oh well, I want to strengthen the border and put Ricky Rubio, fucking, or Marco Rubio. That's Ricky Rubio's the basketball player. Yeah. Marco Rubio, how do you want to deal with the border? Well, I think we should and strengthen the. And then they're like, Trump, how do you want to do it? First of all, everybody knows Ted Cruz has an ugly wife. She's a dog-faced woman. Everyone knows it. They call her dog-faced Ted's wife, and everyone is like...
Turned it into a roast circle. And like, finally, Jeb Bush is gay. I'm just gonna say it. Just gonna say it once. Jeb sucks. Terrible name.
Oh my god. He's like, terrible name, terrible and low energy Jeb. Oh, small hands. He thinks my hands are small, but Jeb's hands are much smaller. Dude, Shane
Jeb, come here right now. Put your hand up to mine right now. Let's test it.
No, see, it's just because my sleeves are a little bit big, and my suits, I don't get them custom fitted because I'm a bigger guy. That's why my hands look smaller. And I also don't spray tan the front side of my hand.
Oh god,
dude! Once you like actually think about like the act of like what Trump, like, he's completely covered in spray tan. His movements kind of make a little bit more sense. Like, it's gonna be the greatest thing. Like, he's never like
he's
fucking
gonna cover his palms.
Yeah, he's gonna be the greatest. Everybody knows. Fucking Shane Gillis cracked the code. He's like, you don't even have to sound like Trump. You just have to like say something and then describe it again. Like, what a great room this is. I walked in here and immediately was like, well, this is a great room. He was doing the hand motions, and it was so funny. Like, he actually has the good Trump impression.
That's fire.
Like, he did that speed dating shit. The video I sent you.
The shit you sent me.
Whatever, if I don't get anything here, I'll just go on Tinder, and it's like, oh, look, pussy. And it's just like, you could literally just be actual Trump, and it's going to be hilarious. But like everyone else, when they were doing their Trump I was going to say impersonations and went to impressions, but fucking...
What is the difference between those?
I think an impression is like... I don't know.
That's a dictionary consultation moment, I think, because I don't know the difference between those two words.
I would think that impersonate was more you were trying to embody someone's whole person, and the other one that I can't remember right now is just
impression.
Like... Impression is just you're doing their voice.
A little silly, funny one aspect of them or something.
Yeah, maybe like an impression is fucking... Or an impersonation is like acting.
Yeah, like the full embodiment, like you said. That's why Nate's reading through the entirety of the dictionary.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him for learning how to read to do that.
Dude, I got like 8 pages in, and I've had that thing for way more than 8 days. That's so hard to sit down and read.
Yeah.
Because like it's like A, B, C, and it's like a lot of acronyms in there as well. And then I realized why they abridged the dictionaries.
Just do it like Eminem and take a shit ton of Vicodin.
Yeah.
I think that's how he got through it.
He read the entire dictionary as well?
He said that, but I don't know if he actually has, obviously.
I don't know. I mean, he's pretty good at rapping. I don't really know if he can read either. I heard that's why Jay-Z doesn't write it on his lyrics, is because he can't read. And fucking that's why Floyd Mayweather gets so much money on his contracts, because he writes down the numbers and like they just know, dude, we're not going to get another Floyd. And I don't even think he understands how much this is, but we got to give it to him.
Yeah, he just uses only crayons for all business transactions.
Like
and
he's channeling
writing.
a demon, drawing pentagrams on a fucking wall with red crayon.
Oh my god.
Dude.
A retarded 6-year-old Down syndrome demon.
Dude, what was the story with Jade whenever she got caught in the cult?
I mean,
didn't she like wasn't there like a person there that like cut off, like mutilated a chicken in front of her?
I guess she got like taken into some scary secret room by these people, and there was like some weird noises under a fucking blanket, and they took the fucking blanket off, and it was a crate of fucking chickens. And she said like half the room was normal and the other half was just like bare concrete, and that was like also an indicator of some potential weird shit that was gonna happen. And I guess they like cut that motherfucker's head off and smeared blood all over themselves and her. I guess that was when she was like, I need to get out of here.
They're like, you will partake of the fruit and start rubbing the chicken head off. Dude, I would not let them put chicken blood on me.
Dude, she's a stronger woman than me for fucking staying in that house after that shit. I would have killed those motherfuckers with a kitchen knife as soon as they fell asleep.
I would have walked out as soon as they fell asleep and just went as far as I could.
Just wherever.
Yeah, not there.
But you gotta think, being like just randomly out in the wilderness in fucking Southwest Oregon is like...
Ooh. I did not.
You might go from getting fucking chicken blood smeared on you to getting fucking heroin needles stuffed in your face.
Yeah, or fucking... I can't think of a good joke for Oregon. I'll admit it. Fucking Salem, the wrong one.
Oh my god.
Dude, they also have like a Springfield in Oregon. I'm
They
pretty
have a
sure.
Springfield in like every state, don't they?
Not in every state, but I know, I think like 26 of the 50.
The only one that counts is the one in Illinois, though.
Which, yeah, one of the Springfields is where the Simpsons live, and I can't. It was like I think it was a film theory thing, and he was breaking down which like actual Springfield it was, and he narrowed it down. The only thing I do remember him narrowing down, he like got it. I'm pretty sure, but it's like because of the radio station starting with a K, it's like everything west of the Mississippi starts with a K, like KNEW, or like fucking on the east it's a W, so like WEW. Fucking
That Pat is an actual insane person.
Yeah, he
Shout
is.
out to that motherfucker.
Dude, that shit was entertaining as fuck. So he narrowed it down that way, and then it was like other small things. Like it was like, oh, some have mountains. Like there's mountains in the background, or fucking I don't even remember if that was it. But like, dude, Matt Pat was definitely
A goat.
Nigga was pushing P.
Yeah.
Dude, apparently pimps get called P. Like, oh, what's poppin' P?
Really?
Yeah, maybe that's what pushing P is.
I gotta start actually forcibly being in command of prostitutes' livelihoods just so that people can call me P.
Yeah, fucking.
Not for the money or any of the other parts, just for that.
I would not want to be a pimp just because, like, your job is basically to be there whenever something goes wrong. So, like, if a woman's getting kidnapped, you're the protector that's, like, going in there. And that's why they're paying you, because they're like, I can't deal with these crazy-ass niggas, but if I have you defending me, like, he's not going to fuck with me.
Dude to come through with Jerry curls and a robe on and shoot the dude in the head.
Fucking, dude, I'm literally imagining fucking Dave Chappelle in that outfit. Rick James, bitch!